The governor of Virginia, Terry McAuliffe, is calling for an investigation of officials who arrested a UVA student by the name of Martese Johnson. So the investigation has to do with him getting arrested after he was turned away from a bar because he's 20 years old. And then after he was turned away, he was actually confronted by authorities with the Alcoholic Beverage Control Enforcement Agency. Now, of course, when we report on these stories, usually there is some violence and graphic content involved. So the video that you're about to see of the arrest is graphic. We don't see what happened prior to the arrest, so that's important to keep in mind. But nonetheless, here is the graphic video of the arrest and how everything went down. Take a look.
Yo, his head is bleeding! Yo, that's not even regular police, that's ABC. Are you serious? Yo, y'all already got a lawsuit. ABC already has a lawsuit. I go to UVA, you fucking. I go to UVA, you fucking. You fucking racist. You fucking racist. What the fuck? How did this happen? How did this happen, you racist?
Yo, these
How did this happen?
They were just like, yo, what is
How did this happen?
Check your ID.
How did this happen, you fucking racist? You fucking racist. Yo, was that necessary, yo?
All right, so again, he got turned away from the bar. He's 20 years old, and the agent saw that he got turned away from the bar. I guess at that point, they had probably asked him for an ID or something, and then things escalated from there. Again, the details are sketchy as to how it got to that point. But so far, what we have are pictures of his face after he was restrained by these officials. Let's go to the first one. His face was bloodied. Apparently he had a gash to his head and 10 stitches. Witnesses there said that his head was banged against the concrete. We also have another picture of him where he is not bloodied. He's actually an honor roll student or an honors student at UVA.
And then that's his mugshot. That's after they cleaned him up. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is Virginia's Alcoholic Beverage Control people that are regulating here. College student wanting to get a drink. That's crazy. I never heard that before. That sounds so dangerous. You're really going to need to take some kid's head and smash it into the concrete until he's all bloody. That's a great idea. First of all, just let him drink already. For Christ's sake, this age of 21 is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Let them drink at 18, they drink anyway. Instead, we get this nonsense, right? Now, as he's pissed because he's bleeding profusely from the head, he's yelling at the cops, you know, you fucking racist, I'm a Virginia student, right?
Right.
Now, the thing is, even if he wasn't a UVA student, you shouldn't slam the poor kid's head into the concrete.
Over alcohol.
Because he didn't, but the thing is, he didn't even get into the bar.
He didn't get into the bar. So look, the law worked the way that the law is supposed to work. He is not old enough to drink alcohol. He's not old enough to enter this bar. He gets turned away. Let him go. Let it go. And that's the thing. These ABC officials, and this is just based on my speculation, apparently have too much time on their hands because even when they see something go down the way that it's supposed to go down, that's not enough. They have to somehow involve themselves until the point that something escalates to the point where they bang someone's head against the concrete and cause this huge gash that needs 10 stitches. It's unnecessary. And look, what he got charged with was so ridiculous, and it shows you how much they're reaching for something, right? Court records show Johnson was arrested on 2 misdemeanor charges of obstructing justice without force and public swearing and intoxication. So first of all, obstructing justice without force, fascinating, right? There was no force used, which means that the people who probably led to this huge altercation were the officials. Second part of this is public swearing. What the fuck? So can officials come in here right now and arrest me for public swearing? I fucking swear publicly all the time. That's what I do for my job.
So I'm not sure you can find 7 college students in the country that you couldn't arrest for public swearing and intoxication. So, and he didn't get in the bar. We don't even know if he was intoxicated. But there is no bigger bullshit charge in the country than obstructing justice. First of all, that's their go-to move whenever they do a false arrest on you. They go, oh, well, you were obstructing me while I was trying to arrest you on false premises, so you're obstructing justice, so that's the excuse I made up. Hey, what were you arresting me for in the first place before I obstructed justice? What did you slam my head into the ground for before I obstructed justice? Oh, nothing. That's why you made up obstructing justice. But this is even bigger bullshit. Obstructing justice without force. So how did he do it? Did he wink at you wrong? Did he look at you wrong? Did he do mental tricks? Oh, I'm obstructing you. Did he say something? Yeah, I know what he did. He said something that the cops didn't like. I don't know what it was. That part's not on tape. Oh, are you disrespecting us? And then they take the guy and they slam his head into the concrete, and it becomes a bloody mess. And then they go, what? Now, it does play a role here. Of course, there's no definitive way of knowing. They pulled a gun on another girl, so these guys are unleashed onto campus to do damage, right?
So I actually have details on that case. So these officials, not these very same officials, but those with the same department, have been in trouble in the past for overstepping, to say the least, right? So according to BuzzFeed, last year, the state and 7 agents with the Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control were sued for $40 million by a University of Virginia student when she was stopped at gunpoint for underage possession of beer. The beer turned out to be sparkling water.
But even if it was beer, don't pull a gun on a university student or anyone for possible wrong possession of beer, right? Come on, man, use some sense.
Don't have possession of beer, possible wrong possession of beer. Don't publicly swear, okay? Don't ever question anyone of authority if they ask you for an ID, under any circumstance, even if you're not doing anything wrong. The guy was not in the bar drinking. He got turned away from the bar. I don't understand why they had to involve themselves in this situation.
So again, we don't know if they're, as people say, their hearts of the cops who are doing this, right? But is it less likely that they would have slammed a white student? Maybe, because they would have assumed he's a student and hence would have some degree of power. Might have connected family, the faculty or the administrators might get pissed. They see a black kid and they think, well, easier to go after him. I'm not saying that's what happened, but time and time again, that does happen across the country. That's why we ask these questions. That's why when the kid gets his head slammed, he says, you're racist. Because they didn't make it up out of nowhere. It's not like, hey, you know what? All over the country, people are picking on dudes in blue shirts. So that's why when they get slammed to the ground, they go, oh, you did it because I got a blue shirt on. You did it because that doesn't happen. It does happen because of racism. That's why he screams it. And I think when you've got blood pouring down your face, you're allowed to scream things, right?
Yeah.
But no, that would be obstructing justice without force.
Without force.
And finally, just let them drink, man. All these administrators are like so mental about, oh, let's get some cops, let's get some alcoholic beverage control, let's have it, just stop the drinking, oh, it's so dangerous. Oh. No, you're more dangerous than the drinking is. In the rest of the world, they let people drink well before 21, and you know what? They drink less because there's not this stupid pressure of like, oh my God, we're doing something crazy and fun, and oh my God, oh yeah, I'm going to show the authorities, I'm going to show my parents, I'm going to show everybody that I can drink more. They just calmly drink, and overall they're fine.